So let's talk today about mistakes that I made in the last years as a corporate filmmaker so that you can learn from them, and the best ways you can save a lot of time, a lot of headache for your career as a corporate filmmaker. Hi, in case you're new here, my name is Ben. I'm the founder, creative director of 24 Stills, a video production company that is based in New York. And on this channel, I want to share with you my journey of building my video production and about all the learnings that I've had over the last years as a corporate filmmaker in this industry. And starting with maybe one of the most important learnings for me that helped me to build up my production, but also to get a little bit ahead of my production value is deliver more than expected. And I give you a very simple example. Whenever I have a project and whenever it's possible, I like to give my clients just a little bit more than they would think they get. So for example, if it's possible, I like to include some drone footage, even though we did not agree of having a drone in the final product. It's just 2-3 seconds of footage in it and they usually like it. Drone footage is something that always impresses clients. And if it's legal-wise possible, I like to bring the drone, we fly it briefly, include the footage, and they are happy. Another thing that I like is sharing with them some behind-the-scenes footage. This can also be just some iPhone photos or like some short snippets that I captured during the day that they can use maybe for social media. They don't expect it and they are usually super happy if you send these over. So they like to work with me and in the best ways remember me and book me and refer me again. The second point is definitely always back up your footage. And this tip sounds so basic, but it's so important because this can cause so much headache, pain, and cost you a lot of money. So usually I record always on 2 separate SD cards. Whenever my SD cards are full, I like to store them on 2 different places, one in my pocket, one in our suitcase. So just in case something happens with my pocket or with my suitcase, that we still have these SD cards. I write down how many SD cards I used during the day for which camera. And by the end of the day, I or my assistant takes some time and backs up all the SD cards on a hard drive. When I'm backing up the SD cards, it's very important that I copy the entire folders of the SD card to our hard drives. I've not experienced it, but I've heard that it can cause some troubles with the file if you only copy certain files to your card. So that's why I make sure to copy the entire folder. After copying everything on my first hard drive, I like to do a backup of this hard drive. So I duplicate it. And again, I make sure that I store these 2 hard drives on 2 different locations, just in case I lose something or maybe I get robbed or something. I still have all the project files for the client. Because to be fair, my equipment is insured, but it would be a nightmare for me, but also for my client if the footage gets lost. And while we're talking about backup, I would also say always bring a backup camera. And if the job is very important, I also bring a backup for the backup, which is mostly not a super high-end camera. It just saves you a lot of time and also money, just in case you are on a shoot, your camera breaks down. You do not want to waste your time to go to a rental store. Maybe you are in a different city and waste your client's time with finding your gear and getting your gear together. And before we continue, I just want to quickly mention that I started offering a free consultation session from a business. So in case you are an inspiring filmmaker or you work in marketing and you have any questions about filmmaking, about gear, about your content in general, feel free to reach out to me on the email in the description, and I'm happy to jump on a 20 minutes call with you and answer all of your questions. And another very important learning for me and just in general in this industry, is payment. It's very important that you know when to charge what, and also when do your clients have to pay you. So it happened to me last June that I was in Vienna for work, and I got an inquiry a couple of weeks before for a potential project that would happen in Philadelphia. And when I got the go for this project, I did not charge any deposit because it was so short on notice. I flew back from Vienna 2 days earlier. I booked an assistant and I was ready to head to Philadelphia and to film this short image film. When all of a sudden I was back in New York, my client called me and told me that their client's partner refused to want to make a video and the whole project fell through. And I did not have charged any deposit, even though I paid a lot of money out of my pocket. So I was lucky that my client understood my perspective and was compensating me, I think, 35% of the initial project. But also this was my biggest learning again. Whenever I do projects like these, I always charge 50% deposit. I also write in my terms that these 50% are not refundable. Therefore, I block my resources and block my calendar for this client. And the rest of the 50% are due after we finish the project. And whenever I work as a DP on daily gigs, it's a little bit more difficult. So many clients here expect that you deliver them the footage right after the shoot and you get paid days or weeks later, which I think is a little bit tricky because you need to trust them that they would pay you. So I only do this if I really know my client and I really know that the project maybe is very important. If I do not know this client, I say up front, I'm happy to help you, happy to work with you, but please pay me either on the day of the shoot, sell me, PayPal me, transfer to me, show me screenshots. Otherwise, I can't give you the whole footage right after the shoot. And if you communicate this very clearly, it's mostly not a big deal. But again, it can be a big deal. And it happened to me last year when I started out here in New York that I had a shoot, I delivered them everything because they needed it very quickly. And I waited for them for 8 weeks for the payment. And I got after these 8 weeks a mail saying, hey, I'm so sorry, I was so busy. I did not get your calls or your emails, but now I sent the payment, which was great. But also it did not feel good if you are like, okay, I devoted so much work to them and they do not pay me. So always make sure you get your deposit and they pay you on time. And the last and final lesson that I learned so far is clarify expectations. And as so often, it always comes down to communication. I have a client in Europe. I'm producing an event film for them twice a year for their events. It's a very good relationship with this client, but also because we have such a good relationship, they started telling their other vendors, like speakers, whoever, that these people can use our product for their purposes. And so it happened to me that these vendors come up to me saying, hey, we would like to use your film on our website. And I think it's a little bit tricky, to be honest, because my contract only is for my client and every other usage costs extra. Therefore, it's very important that you clarify with your clients how your final product can and should be used. Guys, that's it for now. I hope you liked this video. I hope you could learn a little bit from my mistakes. Let me know in the comments if you have any question left. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I see you hopefully in the next one.